We continue reading from Caitanya Caritamrita. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We are on verse 99 and 100. This chapter is showing us the internal reasons why Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya. Prima Bhakti Sikhaite Apane Avatari Radha Bhava Kanti Dui Angikar Kari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Rupe Kaila Avatar Eta Panchama Shlokera Artha Prachar. To promulgate Prema Bhakti, devotional service, in love of Godhead. Krishna appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya with the mood and complexion of Sri Radha. Thus, I have explained the meaning of the fifth verse. So, Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he took on the mood of Radharani, the mood of Radha, her emotion, her bhav. He came with her bhav. And because he has his emotion, her bhav, his feelings are of Radharani, then Radharani's complexion is golden. So his complexion from blackish, it turned to golden because of her mood. And that's how Lord Chaitanya has this golden complexion. So he's called Gaura Hari, the golden colored Hari. You know, Lord Krishna is Hari. So Gaura Hari, golden colored Hari. He's also called Gauranga, Gauranga. That golden colored, his form is golden. And why did he come? Why did he come? He came to give us this Prema Bhakti. Prema Bhakti jaha hoite. You know, the Prema Bhakti is the highest. This is devotional service in love of God. Bhakti is there. There's various stages, levels of bhakti. The highest bhakti is in love of Krishna. Love of Krishna. And this is the goal of religion. This is the goal of human life, to revive our love of God. So, Shasta Shlokera Artha Karite Prakash, Prathame Kahiye Se Shlokera Abhas. To explain the sixth verse, I shall first give a hint of its meaning. So Lord Chaitanya came to give us the highest, although we have no qualification in this. In Kali Yuga, we just heard that we have so many, you know, that we have so many demoniac qualities in us. So we do not actually have any qualifications, no qualifications, but yet Lord Chaitanya, irrespective of what we are, who we are, where we belong to, nothing. He doesn't see what we have done, nothing. He says, just chant Hare Krishna mantra. And he's openly giving us love of God, which is the highest. So it's very difficult to know Krishna. It's not easy to know Krishna. Very difficult to reach Krishna. But because we are following Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's made it so easy for us. And then everything makes so sense. Oh yes, so perfect sense, you know, because we are following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. Avatari Prabhu Pracharila Sankirtana Eho Bhaya Hetu Purve Kariyachi Suchana. The Lord came to propagate Sankirtan. That is an external purpose, as I have already indicated. So Sankirtan, that is external. He wanted to give us the Yuga Dharma. Kali Yuga Dharma, Harinam Sankirtan. All the Vedas, all the scriptures, so many Upanishads, they all say that. Kali Yuga Dharma, Harinam Sankirtan. Avatarera Ara Eka Ache Mukhya Bija Rasika Shekhara Krishnera Se Karya Nija. There is a principal cause for Lord Krishna's appearance. It grows from his own engagements as the foremost enjoyer of loving exchanges. So Krishna, he's Ras Vihari. Ras Vihari. He has all this, you know, he's able to enjoy all these different mellows. From his own mellows, he has this. Right? He wanted to taste it. In the what is Srimati Radharani's mood? Ati Goda Hetu Se Trivida Prakar Damodar Swarup Haite Yahar Prachar. That most confidential cause is threefold. Swarup Damodar has revealed it. Swarup Gosai Prabhura Ati Antaranga Tahate Janena Prabhura E Sabha Prasanga. Swarup Gosai is the most intimate associate of the Lord. He therefore knows all these topics well. So Swarup Damodar, he is a very close, when Lord Chaitanya was there in Jagannath Puri, Swarup Damodar was with him all the time. And he is Lalita Devi. We are going to read in this same purport. Prior to the Lord's acceptance of the renounced order, Purushottam Bhattacharya, a resident of Navadvip, desired to enter the renounced order of life. Therefore, he left home and went to Banaras, where he accepted the position of Brahmacharya from a Mayavadi sannyasi. When he became a Brahmachari, he was given the name Sri Damodar Swarup. So, Sri Swarup Damodar, okay, before he became a sannyasi. Swarup Damodar Goswami, he is a sannyasi. So now before he became a sannyasi, he used to live in Navadvip, where Lord Chaitanya had appeared. He was in the same place and his name was Purushottam Bhattacharya. And then he wanted to renounce the world. So he went to Banaras. At that time, people would go to Banaras. Mayavad was very, very, very prominent at that time. Very prominent. And so he went to Banaras and he got this brahmachari vows from a Mayavadi sannyasi, and his name became Sri Damodar Swarup. He left Banaras shortly thereafter without taking sannyas, and he came to Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, where Lord Chaitanya was staying. He met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there and dedicated his life for the service of the Lord. He became Lord Chaitanya's secretary and constant companion. So Sri Swarup Damodar, he didn't take sannyas from the Mayavad sannyasi, but he came to Jagannath Puri and he dedicated himself to Lord Chaitanya. He was his secretary, he was his constant companion. He used to enhance the pleasure, potency of the Lord by singing appropriate songs, which were very much appreciated. So Swarup Damodar Goswami, towards the final pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, there were very few associates of Lord Chaitanya who would be close with him. Swarup Damodar Goswami was one of them, and another is Ramananda Rai. And both of them used to sing the various verses which would enhance this loving mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, increase the loving ecstasy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he's Krishna himself, but he's in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So Lord Chaitanya would be always yearning for Krishna. He wanted to show us how we can love Krishna in separation. Swarup Damodar could understand the secret mission of Lord Chaitanya, and it was by his grace only that all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya could know the real purpose of the Lord. So here it goes to say that we need the mercy of the Lord to understand the Lord's pastimes. Otherwise, we cannot understand. We can't. It's only whatever Krishna reveals to us, to that degree we can know. Swarup Damodar has been identified as Lalita Devi, the second expansion of Radharani. However, text 160 of Kavi Karnapur's authoritative Gaur Ganodesh Dipika describes Swarup Damodar as the same Vishakha Devi who serves the Lord in Golok Vrindavan. Therefore, it is to be understood that Sri Swarup Damodar is a direct expansion of Radharani, who helps the Lord experience the attitude of Radharani. So, Swarup Damodar Goswami has been said he's Lalita Devi, but in Gaur Ganadesh Dipika is written by Kavi Karnapur. Kavi Karnapur is the son of I forgot the name, of a very good devotee who used to organize the devotees from Bengal to go to Jagannath Puri every year, and he used to make all the arrangements, make all the payments for that. Anyway, so in this Gaur Ganadesh Dipika, the identity of many of Lord Chaitanya's associates, who they are in Krishna Lila, is mentioned. So they are in Gaur Lila and they are in Krishna Lila. And so what is their true identity? So Swarup Damodar Goswami is, some are saying Lalita Devi, some are saying Vishakha Devi. Anyway, we can understand that he is a direct expansion of Srimati Radharani. He is none other than a direct expansion of Srimati Radharani. Radhikara Bhava Murti Prabhura Antara Se Bhavi Sukha Dukha Utte Nirantara. The heart of Lord Chaitanya is the image of Sri Radhika's emotions. Thus, feelings of pleasure and pain arise constantly therein. Lord Chaitanya's heart was full of the feelings of Srimati Radharani, and his appearance resembled hers. So, we are very fortunate to be reading this Caitanya Caritamrita at this time, because Gaur Purnima is going to be in about a month's time, appearance day of Lord Chaitanya. And so tomorrow is the appearance day of Advaita Acharya. He's the one who called Lord Chaitanya loudly with his calls, offering Tulsi and Ganga water to the Shaligram Shila. Then next week we have Nityanand Trayodashi. And so now we are already getting in the mood of Lord Chaitanya. So what is Lord Chaitanya's heart? Lord Chaitanya's heart, he's Krishna himself. Many people misidentify his position, but he's Krishna himself. And what is his feeling? His feelings is how Radharani feels, how she loves Krishna, how much she appreciates Krishna, how much she wants to serve Krishna. That is his feeling, because that's what he wanted to feel. That's why he came as Lord Chaitanya. Swarup Damodar has explained his attitude as Radha Bhava Murti, the attitude of Radharani. One who engages in sense gratification on the material platform can hardly understand Radha Bhav, but one who is freed from the demands of sense gratification can understand it. Radha Bhav must be understood from the Goswamis, who are actually controllers of the senses. So Radha Bhav, this loving mood that Srimati Radharani has for Krishna, can be understood by people who are liberated, on the liberated platform. They are not controlled by their mind and senses, So if, we have lust in our heart, we have so many material desires, we are not on the liberated platform, we can hardly understand what is this Radha Bhav. We are not able to understand. The Goswamis understand. So we have to hear from the Goswamis. Why? Because the Goswamis means they have controlled their mind and senses. So they can understand what is Radha Bhav. And they can try to explain to us, and whatever our teeny devotion we have, to that degree we could try to understand it. From such authorized sources, it is to be known that the attitude of Srimati Radharani is the highest perfection of conjugal love, which is the highest of the 5 transcendental mellows. And it is the complete perfection of love of Krishna. So Srimati Radharani loves Krishna completely, perfectly, complete perfection of love of Krishna, completely and perfectly. And it's in the mood of conjugal love as a lover and a beloved, and which is the highest of all the rasas, Madhurya ras. These transcendental affairs can be understood on 2 platforms. One is called elevated and other is called super elevated. The loving affairs exhibited in Dwarka are the elevated platform. The super elevated position is reached in the manifestations of the pastimes of Vrindavan. The attitude of Lord Chaitanya is certainly super elevated. So the loving affairs in Madhurya Ras, Krishna has it with his queens in Dwarka. So they are called elevated. And then what is a super elevated? His pastimes in Vrindavan. From the life of Sri, because it's full of sweetness. There is not much opulence there. There's no opulence. It's full of sweetness. Sweetness is, well, it is opulent. It's the most opulent Krishna Lok. And the sweetness of the love is the most opulent. It goes to show that how opulent it is, this feeling of love, sweet, sweet love and nothing else. And that's why it is so opulent and so attractive and the highest love that exists. From the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, an intelligent person engaged in pure devotional service can understand that he always felt separation from Krishna within himself. So a pure devotee can understand a pure devotee can understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was always feeling separation from Krishna. His mood is a separation mood. So how is that? He's Krishna himself. So why is he feeling separation from himself? Because he's taken the mood of Srimati Radharani. In that separation, he sometimes felt that he had found Krishna and was enjoying the meeting. The significance of this separation and meeting is very specific. If someone tries to understand the exalted position of Lord Chaitanya without knowing this, he is sure to misunderstand it. One must first become fully self-realized. Otherwise, one may misidentify the Lord as Nagara, or the enjoyer of the damsels of Braj, thus committing the mistake of Ras Bhas, or overlapping understanding. So we have to understand Lord Chaitanya only from the pure devotees. As we are hearing from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the sixth Goswami, Swarup Damodar Goswami, and Srila Prabhupada has kindly translated this Caitanya Caritamrita for us in the English language. So we are understanding Lord Chaitanya as he truly is, because some people misunderstand. Because Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. Everyone knows that. But many people misunderstand, oh, because he's Krishna, then his mood is of enjoyment, because that's what's Krishna's mood, or to enjoy the ras, to enjoy the mellows. So they misunderstand that Lord Chaitanya has come with that mood. But no, Lord Chaitanya's mood is feeling of love for Krishna. He wanted to taste the love Srimati Radharani has for him. How she feels when she's separated from him, how she feels when she is together with him. He wanted to feel what she's feeling. That is Lord Chaitanya's mood, to understand him correctly and not making the mistake of being misguided. Any comments or questions? If no, then we'll stop here for today. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. So we are trying to understand the fact. We are trying to understand the fact by reading this great scripture.